it's me again. All right. I just want to go back to, hang on, let's see if I can find it. I just want to do a quick revisit on this one, which was that write 5 things about yourself. Now, again, it's something that I mentioned yesterday, about the 5 things about yourself. I want to read you something that I wrote on my Facebook group this morning, because some people were still finding it a bit difficult. And what I wrote was, for those who are finding the 5 things you like about yourself tough, then imagine this scenario. Your teenage child comes to you and says, I don't like myself much. What do you feel? But more importantly, what do you say to them? Now show yourself the same kind of love. This is not just about your looks, it's about your heart, your soul, your kindness, your generosity, your laughter, your wit, your abilities, your patience, your understanding, your grit, your determination, your empathy, etc., etc. You've got this. All right. So don't think it's a case of you got to look in the mirror and think, oh god, yeah, I've got great bum, got great boobs, got great smile. It's not about that. It's not about that. It can be about that if that's what you want it to be, but it's about looking at yourself and picking out those things that you know that you know, it's about being kind to yourself. You know, we're so good at being kind to others, and especially if you're British. Oh my God, we're terrible. We are terrible about being good to ourselves. So, time to face those demons, girls. Right, let's move on to the prompt from yesterday. And this is the page that I came up with. It's not finished yet, but this is what I ended up doing. I started looking at all the photographs on my computer of things that I've made in the past and stuff, and I was like, oh, forgotten about that. Oh, forgotten about that. Anyway, so here I punched out the hexagons out of some paper, which is what I showed in the previous video, and these are the ones that I stamped that I showed in the previous video. And then I've done some faux stitch lines around them to show the quilting. So I'll give you a bit of a closer view. And then this metal heart I found as well, so I stuck that on one of them. This was the embroidery picture that I was on about again in yesterday's video, and I decided to make it into a pocket, because once I started looking at all the designs that I'd got, and I knew that I couldn't include them all because there was just way too many, and I thought, how am I going to show those on this page? So I could either do them as, you know, a flip, loads and loads of flips and stuff, and I thought, do you know, if that's big enough, I could make a pocket out of that. So for all that I said I wasn't going to do pockets and tucks and tags and things, that's exactly what I went and did. So I made a pocket out of this, and then I added a couple to some tags. This was that stamped and punched hexagon again. So I've used those as the tabs at the top of the tags, tabs on tags. So I can write a little bit about each of them on the back if I so wanted. So I've just put a couple in there for now. I might add a couple more because, as I say, there's just not enough room to add them all, and yeah, I don't need to display all of them on here, so let me just paper clip that back in place so those can sit in there. And then in this one, this was a glue book page that I'd done, and I tried to print it out smaller, but it turned out rubbish, so I thought I'll print it slightly bigger, I'll add it as a pocket, and then I can add some more tags inside of here. So this one might make you laugh. This was a Shaun the Sheep that I made out of pom-poms. It was quite big actually. It was about so long. You can't see how tall. It was about that tall. So it was quite a big Shaun the Sheep, but I made him from wool pom-poms, and he was on display in Hobbycraft where I used to work in York. This was another glue book page that I'd done. There is another one to go with it, so I'll print that off and put that on the back. This is a another thing that I like doing, which is box making, but this was an embroidered one that I'd done. Now this particular design, I've taught it, but I've never released it as a design yet. And I know that my friend Ina has pestered me a few times about it to release it as a design. So you never know, Ina, if you're watching this, I might do it this year. So there's a couple more things to go in there because I've also done some quilling in the past as well. So again, I thought I could cut out another tag and, you know, stick that on there. As I say, I've got more embroidery things to put in, and when I do eventually find my crochet lace, I thought I would stick it across the bottom on here. I thought about doing some textural stenciling on here as well. Anyway, we'll see. It's not finished, but I thought it would give you an insight as to how mine has come about and how it sort of is looking. So let me pop those back in there. So let's make a start on today's prompt. And today's prompt for the 5th of the 2nd, 21 is colouring. Pages. Now, many of us have gone out and purchased colouring books because we either like the books or because we thought that we could add the pages to our journals. You know, nice decorative piece of paper without actually having done anything to it. And some people, of which I do have friends who do this, and I know I sound surprised at that, actually do sit and colour in. They actually find it very, very therapeutic, especially after a long, stressful day. And so I thought we could do some colouring pages or colouring page. Of course, there's also the option as well of printing them off on the internet. So let me just stick that in the front there. Of course, you could stamp an image, colour that in. You could freehand draw an image and colour that in. I like Zentangles, and I quite like colouring those in. So this isn't about making a Zentangle, because you never know, that might come up as a prompt later on, hint hint. But, you know, you could colour one in. So that's that for today. And yes, we spell colouring with a U-O-U in it. We use a U in our colouring. I know the Americans don't use a U in the word colouring. So, this is my page. 5th of February. And these are some samples of some colouring pages that I've got. So I'm going to utilise one of these. Now, as I say, I'm not one for sitting with my pencils and or my felt tip pens and colouring these in. So I found a nifty little way of doing it using my distress inks. Okay, and then I just get my brushes, and it's up to you whether you use your dibby dabby doobie, your brushes with the bristles on, and basically I just went through all my colours, got some inks on, and just smushed it about and did different colours over different areas of the pages. Here's one I made earlier, and that's what it then looks like. So it saved me doing a whole load of colouring in. But I then got the likes of my Wink of Stella or my Spectrum Noir pens, which are about somewhere. And I just coloured in specific areas with the sparkly bits. So you may or may not, if I do that, you might see the sparkle. So I've done it up here on this flower up here. Very subtle. So that's going to be my colouring in page, and then when I finish this, I'll glue this into my book. Now I might need to fold it up, might need to trim it down to get it to fit into my page, but that's what I'm going to be working on today, my colouring in page. Okay, nice easy one for you to do today. Hope you have a little bit of fun doing a little bit of colouring in, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Bye for now.